It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Boy, what a season so far. And I'll tell you, it's only getting started. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. Well, for Minnesota, you want to talk about starting the season on a roll. They've played 6 games and won all 6. Flawless basketball they've been playing early on. A chance tonight to see Jimmy Butler. Always a lot of talk about his defense, but Kenny, what makes him a cut above the rest in that area?
Oh, he has great footwork and lateral quickness for guys his size. You know, he's 6'5", 6'6". He has the ability to play inside, play outside, understands defensive positioning. Just a great all-around player.
How many times does Dr. O'Neal have to correct you non-grammar
Man, that was a big yawn
people?
right there, you know?
I said, how many times does
I
Dr.
apologize.
O'Neal...
Excuse me for yawning
Why?
before your thing.
Oh.
How many times does Dr. O'Neal have to correct you non-grammar speaking people?
Why? What's wrong?
It's feet work, not footwork. But
Oh,
anyway,
my gosh.
his reach helps him cover extra ground, and he can pressure guys without fouling. Great feet work.
How do you keep from yawning if you feel like you got to yawn? Is there a way to not yawn?
Yes, there is.
What is it?
Stop being around boring people.
Yep, too late for that. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge and the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. A gorgeous scene. The crowd is assembled here at the Target Center in Minneapolis looking for the Timberwolves to have a victory here on their home floor. And we've got it for you live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. This game marks the end of a road trip for the Lakers. They're looking to snag one here before heading home. They've come out very strong. Their early season play has been excellent.
You know, for Los Angeles, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
Yeah, they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Karl Anthony Towns has a different disposition than his predecessor and mentor, Kevin Garnett. The KG said of Cat, don't take the smile for weakness. He plays with another type of engine. What they do share, Kevin, is a true love for the game. Back to you.
Outstanding, D.A. Thank you. We are seeing some guys who were role players last year, Doris, now stepping up in their games individually and becoming more prominent.
Well, I think that has to do with 2 things. First, the offseason work you put in. It's really advanced at this point. And what that work that you put in the offseason does is it raises your confidence level. And when you step between the lines, you better believe you can contribute. So it's skill development, it's strength, it's conditioning, it's nutrition. There's so many things that go into a role player starting to become more assertive and more involved.
Tip-off goes to the Lakers. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. Hart is out there with ball, and it's James in at the 3 spot. No good on his first attempt of the game. Inside, here's Butler. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Impressive awareness from Karl Anthony Towns. Dependable at finding teammates with a terrific look there.
Ball kicks to Kuzma. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And after the Lakers landed LeBron, the talk was about if they would add Kawhi Leonard as well. Ultimately, it didn't happen. Lakers want to keep their young guns in the end, and LeBron has said he felt that the team was ready without Kawhi and came to the Lakers because of that youthful core they had in place.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Year after year, the Timberwolves have the NBA's most grueling travel schedule. A lot of miles to cover in the West.
Kevin, if you add up their flights in a season, they could circle the globe more than twice. And let's remember, there's no frequent flyer miles here either.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Ball against Teague. To the middle. Here's Towns. That one doesn't drop. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
We know whichever team makes the best adjustments on the fly will have the best chance of emerging victorious in this first meeting.
Yeah, and guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Minnesota with the ball, following the bucket by the Lakers. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, he's so good at finding high percentage shots. Karl Anthony Towns, even with a tough defender on him, comes through. That's pretty work.
LeBron, that's a two-pointer. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
But, Greg, the defense better start to disrupt his rhythm, or it's going to be an awfully long night for them.
Now, here's Butler. He's coming off a 13-point game against Milwaukee. Fires for 3. Towns, no luck.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
Kuzma, that's good.
So why does LeBron James have the ball in his hands? Because look at that sixth sense. Wow, what a pass.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, Gibson finds Teague. Butler on the wing, uncovered, and again it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, this play is perfectly in sync. Butler gets just the space he needs.
The pass to Hart. Feeds to James. And that one is good. James has got 6.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Really doesn't get any easier than that. The defense didn't look too interested in stopping him.
Now here's Butler. From the baseline. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
I think defensively you've got to respect the roller. Butler takes quick note and takes it himself.
Kuzma with it, now guarded by Gibson. Kuzma passes to LeBron. Kicks it to Ball. 5 to shoot. Over Teague. Ball no good. And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Teague against Ball. Teague the pass to Towns. Timberwolves passing it around. Wiggins inside the line. Rebounded by Hart. The Lakers trail. To the inside. Gibson with the steal. Left side, Butler. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Inside. Ball's knocked loose. Pass to LeBron. Here's Hart, defended by Butler. 5 on the clock. Hart kicks to Ball. And the miss, not the best shot selection there. Timberwolves have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Karl Anthony Towns, one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the league, at least top 3 amongst all 7-footers. And his three-point percentage elite as well, over 40%.
The free throw drops for Towns. And Towns said he'd emulate Kevin Durant as a kid playing on the perimeter at Kentucky. Cal made him play inside, work in the post, and use his size.
So going back to his roots with his three-point shooting, the association experiencing a three-point renaissance, and he really does fit the mold.
How about Karl Anthony Towns, guys? At the age of 11, guess how tall he was? 6'3". So it was his goal to develop a complete skill set all the way back then. Boy, how about that? Ahead of the game in terms of the NBA.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. And talk about the mindset nowadays. Kids like Towns growing up not content to just play in the paint.
That's exactly right, Kevin. His father would divide their workouts into two halves. The first was face-up, dribbling, perimeter shooting. The second half of that workout, the interior, footwork, mic and drills, finishing over either shoulder. Boy, that's a pretty smart dad.
The Lakers on D. They trail by 1. Teague finds Wiggins. Now Butler. Kicks it out to Wiggins. They get it back. Outside Teague. Shot clock at 4. Great D that time from LeBron. To the middle. Here's Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
It really is, Greg. These squads are evenly matched. They are going at it right now.
Now, here's Butler. He's got 6. Lets it fly. Towns. And it's Towns on the follow. Towns has got 6 points.
Boy, how about the anticipation from Karl Anthony Towns? Beats everyone to the spot and goes right back up with it.
Ball kicks to LeBron. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Greg, what else is there to say about LeBron? One of the best to ever play the game.
I mean, he's been the face of the league for so long, and he's done a tremendous justice to that title. Has always played with so many expectations and really has met every single one of them. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see a guy like LeBron in the NBA, and he's truly been a generational talent.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, LeBron. Well, we've seen a few true marksmen enter the league lately, Doris, which may someday be in the conversation of best shooter in the league. Any names come to mind?
Wow, this is a great one to try to, forecast into the future. Certainly you think of a guy out in Phoenix by the name of Devin Booker, an explosive scorer, can do it in a lot of different ways, but when he starts to cook from beyond the arc, boy, it is really something special to watch. Lauri Markkanen in Chicago, as that team continues to try to rebuild and reload, he becomes even more dangerous if they can put some talent around him. Those are just 2 names. Jason Tatum proved that he was probably a better shooter from deep than people thought.
Passes it to Kuzma. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
The Lakers have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. Minnesota making some changes. Zhang comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Dang in for Wiggins. A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Zubac is checked in for JaVale McGee. Brandon Ingram comes in for LeBron. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Josh Hart. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Lonzo Ball. So it's the Timberwolves now. Trailing by 2. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And guys, they just got so many good looks in that one, and the defense never able to affect their offensive rhythm.
Well, I think the defense from the other team was simply porous. There's no other way to put it. So many openings, and they made them pay for it.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
The first free throw is good. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there, and he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
Rose hits them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player, excellent at the free throw line.
Rondo kicks to Kuzma. Back to Rondo. Stolen by Rose. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
Well, Rose loves to get out into open space in transition, that extra space to work, lay it in.
Here's Ingram. That shot off. Nice D from Dang. Rose scanning the floor. Dishes it to Butler. He kicks it to Dang. Outside Rose. Pass to Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Dang can't get it to go. For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Los Angeles with another miss. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Spurs. Trying to get open is Jang. Dang can't get it to go.
Well, it looks like he's going to get the easy 2 points, but the defense recovers just in time to affect it.
For 3, Ingram. Ingram can't get that one to fall. Minnesota in the lead. Butler in the corner. And it's off from 3-point range. The wide open look here for Kuzma. Misses off the right iron.
Well, you just wonder if maybe he should take it inside when they're playing so far off him.
Here's Butler. The kick out to Rose. In the corner, it's Jang. Drills it from outside.
There's probably been a higher ceiling than people expected. Gorgui Zhang developing his offensive skill set quickly, now adding some range to the repertoire.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
I think, Greg, everyone played their role so well, and I loved how aggressive the guys off the bench were in that one.
Jones checked in for Minnesota. And the Lakers also making a switch. Beasley's checked in.
I tell you, there are players who can get thrown off when they're that wide open, but this guy keeps his cool and doesn't rush it.
Now here's Jones. Outside Rose. It's tipped. They recover it. Bang for 3. Minnesota working now with the new shot clock.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Beasley in the post, working on Tolliver. Beasley outside. The pass to Ingram. Beasley trying to break free. And it's Ingram missing.
It's hard for them to cut into this lead when he's firing zeros. All period, he's been so cold.
Offensive rebound. And Jang gets it to go. Zhang's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, the definition of an effort player. Zhang shows off that high motor, converts off the glass. Nice.
Now, here's Zubats. He's guarded closely, and it's in there. .141 left in the first quarter. Outside Rose. Drills the three-pointer. Rose has got 7 points in the game.
Well, this is one of Rose's few offensive limitations, right? That consistency from deep range, but he drills that one.
Rondo passes to Ingram, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
And that was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
But both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
Now here's Jones. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Deng can't get it to go.
This has been absolutely brutal. Missed every shot this quarter. He needs to keep his head up and keep working.
Rose against Rondo. It's good. This game is all even.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's fantastic at staying strong through the contact.
Rose finds Deng. The kick out to Rose. Pass to Zhang. Timberwolves passing it around. Deng against Ingram. Deng can't get it to go.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Ingram passes to Caldwell Pope from downtown. That one doesn't drop. Tie game in Minnesota. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the best.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it. And I wake up for these games. I want to know, how do you do it? And you're going to have to do it every night when you go up against me.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides. A two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Well, you love the determination. It seems like every rebound is theirs for the taking. They are overwhelming the opposition.
So on the floor for the Lakers to start this second quarter, Ingram is out there with Beasley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Stevenson in at the shooting guard position. Doris, when you talk about coaching, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. One, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score and at the end of the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
Here's Jones following the basket by Lance Stevenson, but they'll get another chance. Tolliver kicks to Jones. Second shot opportunity. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 4 rebounds in this game. Beasley dishes to Rondo. Here's Stevenson. Yes, that goes in. Now it's a 3-point Laker lead.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Now here's Jang. Zubac's defending. Here's Rose. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. In the corner, it's Ingram. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. 8 points for Brandon Ingram.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Jones looking for an opening. Top of the key, Tolliver. Ingram against Dang. No good, unable to end this run.
Yeah, that was $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
And that one is good by Beasley.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying.
Here's Jones. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. Then on Friday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And for that matchup with the Blazers, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Nice shot by Rondo.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Timberwolves trailed by 11. And the Timberwolves call time here. Love his game or hate it, but there is no denying, Doris, that Lance Stevenson makes things happen on the floor.
Just a pure creator when he has the basketball in his hands. Unbelievable handle. Sometimes gets creative on his way to the cup, but you love how he plays with such great passion and energy.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang. Gibson comes in for Anthony Tolliver. Wiggins is checked in for Luol Deng. And it's Teague in for Rose. The Lakers also making some changes. JaVale McGee's checked in for Zubac. LeBron comes in for Michael Beasley. And Ball subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Nothing they're doing on the defensive end is working. They've got to figure something out, and fast.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up. That's going to send LeBron James to the line. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
Well, the big story in the offseason was LeBron's free agency. You knew that there would be a ton of rumors flying around about where he might end up. Honestly, I'm sure he's glad it's over with and can once again focus on the court.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Butler's checked in.
One shot.
Free throw drops for James. And for LeBron, it's really about the media circus, Greg, that surrounds him when he's a free agent.
And boy, it's hard because his free agency is the story in the NBA. Honestly, maybe the story in sports. The decision he made with this team completely shaped and shifted the outlook of the entire league. All other free agents and teams were just waiting to see what he'd do before the dominoes start to fall.
And here is Ingram after Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer. 11 feet away, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. 13 points for LeBron.
This is where the defense says, uh-oh, because LeBron James is cooking.
And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Brandon Ingram, and Hart subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Los Angeles on D. Teague with the ball. Last time out, he had 13 points. Here's Kuzma. And here's LeBron outside, and another three for the Lakers.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
Left side, Towns. Shoots over McGee. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
And a wide open look for James. And it's Jeff Teague with the rebound.
Well, I think the defense took that possession off. I'm pretty sure he won't miss next time.
Wiggins outside. Kicks to Butler. Back to Wiggins. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Now, this guy can do it anytime he wants. Andrew Wiggins with broad shoulders to carry the load there.
Passes it to Kuzma. McGee with it. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by T. And it's Towns penetrating, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Aggressive drive by Towns, forcing the foul there.
Shooting for Minnesota.
And you look at Jeff Teague, now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
And the first one drops.
You get the sense that Karl Anthony Towns, as young as he is, knows he can be the best player in the league. There isn't a phase on the offensive end from which he can't score it.
And Towns drops them both. Doors for both charting game action and improving player health. The players now are being tracked by the player tracking devices or chips in their jersey during a game.
I love it, Kevin, because what it enables teams to do is measure the impact and the toll it can take on a player. For example, we now know that player X ran 5 miles on this particular night in this game action environment. And what that affords you is, okay, if you have a back-to-back situation, then you're going to be more careful with that player's minutes the next night. Or if it's an off day, Kevin, you can just say to that player, listen, unless we're doing a walkthrough, you're not involved. I want you off your feet and recovering. Anything that helps the competitive environment that these players are playing in, I'm all for it, Kev.
That was an excellent example. I like that. Here's Wiggins after the basket by Los Angeles. Butler against Kuzma. And it's Butler missing.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
This offense just continues to impress.
And Teague's at the ball here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 17-point game. He kicks it to Gibson. Pass to Butler. Shot clock at 5. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Butler's got 5 points in the quarter.
We know this. Jimmy Butler is an accomplished mid-range shooter, and he's got a tremendous stroke.
They get a hand on it. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the Timberwolves.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Teague against Ball. Now here's Teague. Wiggins outside. Good D by LeBron.
I'll tell you, if he keeps missing shots, it's going to be a tough night to try to trim this lead.
Here's Kuzma. And too long on the shot. Timberwolves trail by 15. To the paint. Here's Towns. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Oh, that's a strong finish. And Karl Anthony Towns will go to the line, try to put the cherry on top.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
And he deserves a lot of credit for what he was able to do at the line last year. 86% from the stripe.
One shot. One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns. Lakers leading by 12. James, left side. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Woo, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
T kicks to Butler. Towns down low, guarded by McGee, and Towns gets it to go.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns is cooking right now, and the defense has nothing for him.
LeBron James on the wing. Over Wiggins. LeBron can't get it to go. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
Timeout called the Lakers.
And Andrew Wiggins, the #1 overall pick back in 14. Great bloodlines, the son of pro athletes. The game just seems to come easy to him.
And the Lakers making a change here. Caldwell Pope's checked in. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Jimmy Butler, 4th.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
James against Wiggins. And again, no good by the Lakers. You know, Greg, the game comes so easy to Wiggins, but some say he needs to be more assertive, more aggressive. Do you see that?
I mean, high expectations for a player that was taken first overall. The length and athleticism should enable him to impact the game in so many ways, but, you know, his motor doesn't always rev high enough to take advantage.
Caldwell Pope against Butler. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Butler's got 15.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Poke loose. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Whoa!
Anticipation by Wiggins jumpstarts the fast break, and you'd think with his athleticism, he'd pick up some more of these.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's James. He picked up 24 points in their last one against San Antonio.
Yeah, Kev, he was a standout on the backboards that night and got a number of big rebounds.
No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Towns wide open. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss isn't going to change that.
And the Lakers with another turnover here.
A moment now to see the stats for Butler. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged about 22 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, hard to win if you can't get points productivity, and that's what makes this guy valuable to that second unit.
Gorgie Dangs checked in for the Timberwolves. Rose comes in for Jeff T. Butler deciding where to go with it. Outside, Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And that's 18 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Dominating this quarter. He's been absolutely fantastic shooting the ball, and they still trail.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
I think the trade for Jimmy Butler and other veteran signings accelerated the Wolves' rebuild. They are in much more of a win-now mentality.
Luol Deng is checked in for Wiggins. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Nailed from three-point land. Caldwell Pope's got himself on the board with 3 there. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 16-5 run. Outside Dang. Puts it up from 17. Off the left rim and out. Lakers leading by 6. Caldwell Pope outside. And there's the pass to Rondo. With the teardrop, and it's good on the layup. Rondo's got 7.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Rondo. Floats one. Beasley finds Rondo. Second chance shot, and Beasley gets it to go on the assist by Rondo. And it's a 10-point Laker lead.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you. Always has his head on a swivel. And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now here is McGee. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Kuzma. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Luol Deng. And what a draft day steal for the Lakers, who were able to get Kyle Kuzma, who had been drafted 27th overall.
Yeah, Kuzma came into the league far more polished than anyone expected, and you have to credit the young man's hard work and how he was able to make such a big splash that rookie year. And with how hard he works, Kuzma is going to be an impactful player in this league for a long time.
And the first one drops. Some changes for Minnesota. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Jones subbed in for Jimmy Butler. The Lakers also with a sub. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. And so he hits both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
29 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Rose passes to Jones. 6 to shoot. Shoots from 14, and it's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. Kuzma's got it. Yep, it counts. Kuzma's got 14.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
Yeah, and the appreciation I have for Rondo. He's able to stay with this man and then uses his speed to just affect the shot.
And that does it for the first half of play. Lakers lead by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Andrew, they shot the lights out in the first half. What has to change?
Get back. Focus on getting back, guarding your man, and not taking these real.
It starts with a man-on-man challenge. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 21 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
What the King did in the first half, that was lit. He was aggressive. Dominated the tempo. Impossible to match up when he's on this game. You know why? He's the king!
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Percentage-wise, they were in the low 30s. That's right, low 30s from beyond the arc. That won't get it done. Every team in the league now relies on some level of consistent production from the three-point line. But if you dug yourself a hole and you aren't a three-point shooting team, that needs to change.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been a clinic out there by James.
And in that first half, something we don't see a lot of from him, the ability to make everyone around him better.
I don't think there's any question that that's an added bonus for this team, Greg. I'll be interested to see, can he keep it up in the second half?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Wiggins in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Timberwolves. Down by 12. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Now, here's Wiggins. He feeds it to Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Butler's got the first basket of the third quarter for Minnesota. Lakers leading by 10. Passes it to Hart. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Now, Wiggins. He dishes it to Teague. Wiggins against James. Just 5 on the clock. And Teague, here we go. Rebound the Lakers.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Great open look there. Ball's got his first 3 points of the game.
And no doubt the release point is a bit unorthodox in terms of Ball's shooting technique, but man, can he slingshot it home from deep.
Now here's Towns. 18 points for him. Shoots over McGee. Ball with the rebound. Ball's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
They've got to start working for better shots. Just 1 for 4 in the second half so far.
Hart kicks to Kuzma. Back to Hart. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Wiggins trying to free himself up. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Jimmy Butler. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Hart. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The Lakers second.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And his guys are getting frustrated. Coach just really kind of needs to calm them down.
I think, Greg, they've got to continue to believe that the next shot is going to go in. He can hopefully communicate that effectively to them.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Last season, he played outstanding. 4th in rebounding, 11th in blocks, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's so physical, so explosive. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he was a top 5 rebounder a season ago.
Well, listen, we know that Butler possesses this ability. Break down off the dribble, defender just left hanging.
LeBron kicks the ball. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got his 4th assist in this one.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Now here's Teague. And they double up Butler. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two.
And so it's Minnesota with it. There's the lob to Towns. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Unbelievable. That's the big cat. So fluid at the center position.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's James, and that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. And Stevenson's checked in for the Lakers. Ball up top. Teague covering. Here's Hart. Some solid defense from Butler.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shot.
James against Gibson. And the pass to Stevenson. The dish to LeBron. That falls. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Stevenson's got 3 assists tonight.
As much as LeBron loves to create, there are times when he simply has to do it himself. Too good to pass up that one.
And stolen by James. Teague against Ball. LeBron outside. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
And here is Butler after LeBron James hitting the 3. It's good.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. 17 points was their biggest margin. And James throws it down hard.
LeBron James, ever the showman, with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
Here's Stevenson. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Stevenson outside. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now here's Wiggins. Unloads, and he hits the jump shot. Wiggins has got 6.
Well, being assertive. Wiggins right now calling his own number off the pick and roll action.
Hart kicks to Ball. The three-pointer off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 13. Wiggins left side. Pass to Teague. Outside Butler. Off target from three-point range.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
Ball with the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Outside Butler. Lets it go from 14 and misses it off the right side of the rim. Ball, the pass to Hart, to the paint. Here's McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now, here's Wiggins. He has 6. Kicks it to Butler. And James pulls it down. Lakers leading by 17. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. The first free throw is good. The Lakers with LeBron wasted no time trying to surround him with free agent signings, Greg, to help round out the supporting cast.
Names came in rapid succession after LeBron committed. Caldwell Pope, Rondo, Stevenson all joined in short order. We'll see how far this team goes, but you cannot deny how interesting things have gotten with this roster.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Towns. Tolliver comes in for Taj Gibson. Jones checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Rose in for Jeff Teague.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Jones, no luck.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. But they recover it. Ingram wide open. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Ingram's got 11.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Outside Rose. Wiggins against Ingram. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
And you see it right there. Wiggins excels at drawing contact, getting to the free throw line, his specialty.
2 shots.
No good on that one.
Well, you think about Andrew Wiggins, guys, signing that max deal in 2017. Timberwolves ownership, though, wanted to sit down with Wiggins to hear him commit to being a better player. Pretty unusual stuff.
And he sinks the second. And on the heels of that contract extension, all of Andrew Wiggins' shooting percentages fell last season. Doris, you think a cause for concern for the Timberwolves?
Well, I think obviously, Kevin, anytime you've committed almost $30 million a season to one guy, the expectations are going to be sky high. For me, Andrew Wiggins needs to just stay consistent. We are talking about a guy with elite athleticism, plenty to take advantage on the offensive end. It's a question for me of, does Andrew Wiggins want to be great? Because the potential is there.
Here's LeBron. Got it. Good job in the low post. James has got 32 points in the game.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Rose dishes to Jones. Lets it go with a 3. It's good from long range.
I'll tell you, they're willing to give him that shot, and he takes advantage of it.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Lakers. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Deng's checked in. On the wing, James. 32 points in the game.
At his size, LeBron is a handful inside, and sometimes you can't help but foul him to try and prevent that easy bucket.
Nice work at the line so far, going 5 for 5.
And from the line a season ago, 73%.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. Well, Greg, you knew that the Laker front office and Magic were going to do everything they could to bring in big-name free agents, and they succeeded. They got the biggest name of them all in LeBron.
LeBron coming to L.A. completely shifts the mindset of this organization. Team was very busy the rest of the free agent period as well. Still made very aggressive plays, as this is a team that is looking to win now.
Well, the Timberwolves last year finally broke through that 14-year playoff drought, but they made it very clear that's not enough. This is a team with much bigger aspirations.
Really most effective when he's in attack mode, and KCP with the athleticism to do it.
The Timberwolves have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second-half shooting percentage right at 50%. Back to Zhang, and finished off by Zhang.
That's a terrific catch by Zhang, and knew exactly what to do with it.
And the Timberwolves, Doris, plan to be aggressive, getting bounced in the first round. Not going to satisfy them.
They've made it clear they want deep playoff runs and a chance to compete for titles. To do that, they understand they'll need to get a lot better.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
The Lakers have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for LeBron.
One shot, mind the lanes.
That's good from Beasley. For Beasley, as most people know, Doris, it's been a wild ride getting here.
It certainly has, Kevin, but the talent was undeniable, right? Let's remember this guy was a former number 2 overall pick. Reality is, though, he had to spend some time in China. He needed an adjustment to both his game and his attitude.
Now here's Jones, and Rondo sends it back.
Oh, you forget sometimes how much of an impact Rondo can have defensively. They're showing off some superb vertical as he goes up for the block.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Rose against Rondo. Outside Butler. Lets a floater go. He lays it in. Butler's got 12 points here in the second half.
Well, we know Jimmy wants to get to the cup, but sometimes the defense forces you to modify things. How pretty was his floater? Woo!
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Kuzma. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
And here's Jones. He kicks to Butler. Over Ingram. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. Lakers ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So for the Lakers right now, Beasley out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Now here's Rondo. Caldwell-Pope with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Rondo against Jones. The G League, Doris, growing roster of teams, introduced 2-way contracts last season. Is it safe to call it an official minor league at this point, you think?
I'm just going to say that I thought this was one of the best changes to the NBA last season. And you look at certain players who went back and forth between the G League, and when they were up with the respective NBA team, they were a significant part of the rotation. Quinn Cook comes to mind. The NBA champion had a two-way player in Quinn Cook who was a vital part of their G League and then becomes a vital part of their real-time success. To me, what a tremendous platform for player development, Kevin.
Yeah, the league has gotten it right with this. Dishes it to Jang. Just 4 to shoot. Launches it. Jones, no luck.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And here's what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Dallas Mavericks. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trailblazers.
And the matchup with the Timberwolves, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
The first one falls. And last summer, Minnesota's front office saying, Doris, they would like the Wolves to lean more on their bench.
It would be nice for Coach Tom Thibodeau to have the luxury of guys coming off the bench that he can trust. You've got to fortify the bench and then trust them to perform.
And both free throws good for Beasley. You know, a lot of people have looked at the schedule of the NBA, Doris, and they think, you could eliminate back-to-backs of teams that face each other 4 times in a season, do a 2-game series in each city. It's kind of a baseball-type feel. Would you support that?
You know, it's an intriguing possibility to me, Kevin, because, one, it would cut down on travel, which obviously would make things a little bit better and easier for players. The travel schedule is taxing, particularly on back-to-backs. And so I don't know if there would be an opportunity for Adam Silver to maybe somehow run a test case. Would you be willing to put it in for a season, see how it fits in the overall context of the season? But it is an intriguing idea, and we are trying to improve the product no matter which way we go.
Beasley.
Mikhailuk, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Passes it to Tolliver. To the inside, Bates Diop, a strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Bates Diop's got 4 points in the quarter. Lakers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Back to Rondo. Caldwell Pope outside. Takes the 3, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Jones against Rondo. Deep 2 from Tolliver. It's good from the top of the key. The Lakers with the ball. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Rondo finds Caldwell Pope. And it's Rondo in the corner. And it's good, 2 points.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Back to Tolliver. Out to the wing. The feed to Caldwell Pope. Doris, when you view international basketball, 13 and 14-year-olds playing in academies, some players turning pro overseas at 16, would something like that work in this country?
You know what, Kevin? I'm not necessarily for something like this. What I do believe is the NBA could become more involved across the board, and we should have more uniformity in basketball in general. And I think one of the ways to do that is to make sure we set up some sort of basketball committee across the different levels of basketball, starting with youth, going to high school, into college, then the semi-professional sort of basketball leagues out there, or the formative leagues like the G League, and then the NBA. I think we just need to look at the game in its totality and create some measure of uniformity. But frankly, I don't love the idea of 13 and 14-year-olds leaving their home to go to, quote, sport academies.
And Stevenson kicks to Caldwell Pope. That falls. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Stevenson's got his 5th assist in this one. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Here's Nunley. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Wolves at the line, shooting 1. Keita Bates jump.
One shot.
Well, the league is always looking for ways to adjust the rules, make them better. There's a committee that studies this every single year. And, you know, with that in mind, Doris, any rules you think they should alter or tweak?
Yeah, there's absolutely one, Kevin. And I think this goes to the point where perhaps we can have some more uniformity in the FIBA-ruled games that are played and the NBA. And there's one thing that's occurred in international play where players are becoming more athletic, and the opportunity for electric stuff to happen in transition is critical. To me, we have got to stop the intentional fouls, which are prohibiting fast breaks and all the potential for the explosive, exciting athleticism to be on display. So that, to me, is something we've got to address.
I'm with you.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now here's Jones. Tight defense on him. Deng can't get it to go. For Los Angeles, they've gone on a tear here in the 4th. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. Pass to Wagner. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Balls checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Now here's Jones. There's the pass to Deng. For today's defensive schemes, Doris, which are more valuable in your opinion? Great on-ball defenders or great help defenders?
Well, I think you need both, obviously. I think anytime you can pressure the ball to a high level, I think that's very disruptive at the point of attack. But I also think in an era of incredible motion offense, you think of players and teams like the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, there's great ball movement, player movement, and you've got to be able to be aware at least 2 passes away. So you need both quality types of defenders, to me, to have a high-level defense, Kev.
I agree. It begins with an on-ball defender and usually evolves into a help defender. I mean, you can't do one without the other.
Agreed.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Pass the ball. Chalk up 2 there.
And Ball is a clever player, especially in the pick and roll. Looks to shoot as soon as he gets space coming off that screen.
Here's Nunley. Back to Jones. Unloads from 13. Misses off the left iron. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the 4th. Pass the ball. Here's Wagner. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
Jones, the pass today. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad, and I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your craft and do it in a competitive environment where winning and losing is at stake on a nightly basis, it has so many opportunities for learning and growth. So, okay, I can't turn it over 5 times in a competitive environment, regardless of what league I'm playing in, because that's to the detriment of my team. If I'm lazy on the defensive end, I'm going to get exposed by good offensive players. To me, Kev, I love any time there's competitive basketball being played. I want to watch it.
Love that answer. And Ball slams it in.
Yeah, and Ball just really good at running in transition, smart at knowing where to sprint to in the open floor.
Jones kicks to Tolliver. He dishes it to Dang. Makes it off the glass. The Lakers controlling the game. Stevenson with it. It's hauled in by Bates-Diop. Dang passes to Tolliver. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
Here's Ball. Here's Stevenson. Buries it down low. Here's Jones. Pass to Nunley. Here's Bates-Diop. Jones drives in. Out left to the wing. Tolliver for 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. Tolliver's got 7 points for the quarter.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
Jones against Ball. And there's the pass to Zubac. Just 5 to shoot. Over Jones. Again, Los Angeles. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's Bates-Diop. Pass to Nunley. Probably no surprise, Doris. Fans would rather watch shots being hit from the field over free throws. So should the league do anything to perhaps cut down on trips to the free throw line?
You know what, Kevin? I don't know that I necessarily think there need to be fewer trips to the charity stripe. I don't like the hack-up player strategy, and I think that we've taken a good first step toward correcting that particular issue. But right now, I like the way the game is played in terms of officiating. My only objection to the way the game is officiated is take away those intentional fouls that are prohibiting fast break basketball.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Minnesota. Beasley's checked in for the Lakers.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for LeBron.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Now here's Rondo after the miss by Luol Deng. Yep, that one goes in there.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
Well, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
Here's Rose, following the basket by Lonzo Ball. Rose passes to Bates Diop. Rose against Rondo. Steps back and fires. Rose can't hit. Now here's Ball. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. LeBron, what was the defensive focus individually and as a team, and how do you think you guys executed it?
It's a tough team to guard off the bounce. They're so athletic, they're so quick, but it's a good job by all of us defensively, and it's always good to get a win on the road.
Road wins do tend to be more precious. Thanks, LeBron. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.